Another solution is to just, okay, say Hamas will continue to rule, and and maintain the status quo as usual, which means we'll just be back in the same situation in who knows how many years, right? They will rebuild their capabilities within years. They're going to get billions of dollars to rebuild Gaza. A lot of that will be funneled to just rebuilding their military capabilities, um, and and then all the death that we saw, not only on October 7th, the soldiers who have died since, and the tens of thousands of Palestinian civilians would be dead in vain. Um, if we just go back to the status quo. The only way to feel slightly better about all the death and destruction is if, when all is said and done, we're in a better situation than we were prior to October 7th. Um, so another solution, and people don't like this, or they think it's naive or impossible. And you know, I'd admit that when I reflect on my views and where I might be wrong, this is actually one of them. Where when I say I think it's possible to actually negotiate with Hamas and over time um, have them evolve into a legitimate entity. The reason I say this is because we've seen it done before. There's countless examples of terror organizations who have then become legitimate governments. Hey, in fact, you know, the Israeli government, you know, we started as militias that engaged in terrorism. The PLO was also a terror organization that gained legitimacy. Um, so I think that's actually possible with Hamas. We've even seen them try to modernize with their new charter in 2017. They have offered, when they were elected, they did offer a 10-year truce to Israel, not on such favorable terms, but Israel outright rejected the truce. We didn't negotiate. We didn't try to find some compromise. Again, some people say they only wanted the truce to build up capability so they could attack us. I hear that counter, but I do think there actually is a path to negotiation and compromise with Hamas. But as I said, this might be an area where I'm actually wrong, where I'm too hopeful, where I'm too optimistic that this is possible. Um, but and the reason I lean towards something like this is because I actually think even though it'd be challenging, right? Like it really comes down to taking an entity whose current desire is to destroy Israel to change their mind about that. That's not easy to do, but I think it's possible. And I think that if we could do that, it's actually the path of least destruction, right? Like destroying them, we see how much destruction that causes, or attempting to destroy them, we see how much destruction it causes. Um, Replacing them with a different entity won't end the violence because whatever entity comes in will be battling Hamas for who knows how long. If we could find a way to actually compromise and negotiate with them, that would actually be the the least destructive path. It just A certainly isn't easy, and B, I'm open to the idea that it's not possible, although I think it is, and I think it's certainly worth attempting.